what do you make of the double speak? And I suppose, as the president himself has noted, the deficiencies in our relationship, particularly with Western nations?
Yeah, look, I think the first thing we need to say is that we welcome this latest decision to remove South Africa and the other African countries from this red list. It shouldn't have happened in the first place. We've always said, the WHO has said this, the United Nations have said this, that the closure of borders and imposition of travel bans does not work. It's a blunt instrument. If you're fighting a global pandemic like this, this virus does not respect borders. So this was pointless.
Sure.
And I'm glad that they've now accepted this. We've always said decisions should be based on science. The double speak is very frustrating. One of the things I'm glad to hear the High Commissioner saying is the admission that this decision has had a devastating impact on South Africa. It's been very damaging if you just single out the travel and tourism industry. So the next conversation we would like to have with them is, are you going to compensate us? Because it's now been proven that this decision was wrong, wasn't based on science, and has this huge and devastating impact on us and the other Southern African countries.
Many here would say Western nations, including the UK specifically, because they were the first in this round of red lists, pay lip service to any idea that we're all in this together.
No, certainly. I mean, this is what the president was saying the other day, that they continue to treat Africa with disdain. It's almost like they don't accept the fact that we are equal members of the global nations. It's almost like, I mean, you people historically, whatever, in terms of their view, you're just full of viruses and disease, and you're not welcome here. It's almost like they're doing us a favor. And when you think about it, two-way business has been badly affected. There are South African companies that are doing business in the UK. It's almost likely that a big number of their population will wake up today and go to Anandus, which is a South African brand. I mean, I could go on. So this idea that we are equal members of a community of nations doesn't seem to have settled in their minds. So this is a conversation we'll continue to have, and we do hope that they will value the idea of partnerships, collaboration, sharing of information and expertise in the management of this global pandemic.
Clayson, here's a question for you then. I mean, ultimately, we all need to get vaccines to as many places around the world. Is there any consideration by the South African government to give excess supplies, given our local take-up, to our neighbors?
Yeah, no, definitely. We're actually working on a program like that. We've just finalized a project to donate some vaccines to about 27 African countries. Given, I'm sure you saw the deal that J&J has signed with Aspen Pharma, to produce these vaccines locally. And many of those, in fact, almost all of them are targeting the African market, because we want African countries to have access and to vaccinate their populations. You would remember, Bongani, that South Africa and India have been leading the call at the WTO for the TRIPS waiver, so that intellectual property rights can be waived, and poorer countries and developing countries can manufacture these vaccines and vaccinate their population.
Clayson Monyela, appreciate your time.
Current events, developing stories,
tough questions,
your voice making a difference.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa.